My name is Jennifer Hinton, and I'm going to explain to you why some of us have brown eyes and some of us have blue eyes. Have you ever wondered why you look the way you do? I did. I'm a redhead. My sister has red hair, but the rest of my family has brown hair. How did that happen? It comes down to something called genetics. Our bodies are made up of cells, microscopic cells, and every cell has DNA, which is made up of genes. Now, the DNA and genes in our body are what decide how we look, and to an extent, how we act. Gene is the word that leads to genetics, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about genes. Let's take the example of eye color to explain this. Some of us have brown eyes, some of us have blue eyes. How does this happen? Well, we have something called dominant genes and something called recessive genes. Dominant genes dominate. They're stronger. Recessive genes are a little bit weaker, and so when there's a dominant gene and a recessive gene both present, the dominant gene is the one that will show. With eye color, brown eyes are the dominant gene, blue eyes are the recessive gene. So, to take an example of a child, we have the mother and the father. They both have one dominant brown eye gene and one recessive blue eye gene. Now, if they're going to have a child, the child has a 3 out of 4, 75% chance of having brown eyes. Why is this? Because the genes come together. This is very simplified, of course, but there's a possibility of both dominant brown eye genes getting in there, and the kid will have brown eyes. Or the example of the brown and the blue, but the brown is dominant, and so the child will have brown eyes again. Same with this. Now, if the child takes both blue recessive genes, the child will have blue eyes. In the example of my red hair, where did it come from? Both of my parents have brown hair. Well, it must have been that my parents both had the brown hair dominant gene and red recessive genes. And so when they came together, I got the 2 recessive redhead genes. Now, of course, it's more complicated because every DNA has thousands and thousands of genes, so there's billions of possible combinations, which is why we all look so different. Also, there's the factor of geography and history, like Greece has predominantly brown characteristics of hair and color because of their history and geography. But in a nutshell, that's brown and blue eyes and genetics. Thank you.